obviously, Mikel, you got the outcome you wanted with the appeal on the red card, but obviously a lot of other things have happened this week around the referee. I want you to reflect really on some of the things that happened to him and his family, but also Gary Neville has said that the way you and obviously some Arsenal fans react to referee decisions in general can, in an age of social media, kind of fan the flames. How do you respond to that?
You know that I never comment about other opinions.
But in terms of, I mean, when a referee is getting death threats from people, I mean that's.
Dan, can I just step in? We did talk about this on Tuesday ahead of the game and around the game, so it has been covered by Mikel. So if we could move on, that'd be great. Thanks.
So just final.
But I'm full sympathy, because I've been there, and I'm there every time we don't win a game. So I know what I'm talking about. I know how it feels, and I know how much it affects you. So full sympathy. I think I was very clear on my press conference before Girona, but I reiterated that this has to be kicked off of football. So the biggest evolution of football in the next 5-10 years is that socially we bring the game to a different level in the perception and the way socially you communicate towards the people who are participating in the industry.
Just probably, forgive me for one last question on a purely factual thing. You've seen, obviously, some Arsenal fans talk about corruption and conspiracy. Can you just clear up what your feelings are? Do you feel that Arsenal are refereed in the same way as everybody else?
For sure. I mean, and we all have to expect that. But that doesn't mean that we don't have to defend our position or give our views in a respectful way, which is what we do it, or with the right channels and the right communication with the PGMOL or someone individual or the Premier League, and that will continue to go both, because a lot of times as well that communication has been there to give very positive feedback or about things that we can change to make it better, and that has happened. There have been a few changes that I make that have been proposed in the Premier League managers or with the Premier League, with the PGMOL. So it's always very constructive what we are trying to achieve here.
Okay, Ryan?
Mikel, obviously it's good for you when City don't win, but is there an element of you that's been able to feel sorry for Pep and empathy for Pep during the struggles that City endured over the last couple of months?
I think we all have it for each other, not only with Pep. With Pep is obviously very special because how I feel about him, but with any other colleague, because we know how different our life is when you win and when you don't, doing exactly the same. So I think we all share that sympathy between us.
And you mentioned that you forget about things like what Haaland said to you after the game. Do you think your players will forget about those kind of things? Obviously, Haaland threw the ball at Gabriel's head as well. They've had quite a good few physical battles. Do you think your players will have that in the back of their minds, or do you think that's put to bed?
I really hope so. I think because I think holding anything negative emotionally there, I mean, doesn't help. It's part of the competition. It's part of the game, and let's leave it there and let's play a good football match, which is what people want to watch.
And you've been quite clear throughout this press conference and in recent times about your desire to strengthen the squad. Can that have a positive impact on your players, because they know, if the club are potentially bringing someone in, there could be an increase in performance levels?
Yes, but that will be if they feel in there that someone is coming that is really going to help them. That one is powerful. A body, no.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So taking you back to the game in September, when you came away with the draw, what was your, at the time I felt this is a really good point because we've 10 men, but then did you have a bit of sort of regret perhaps in the days after that was a kind of missed opportunity?
I had it straight away, because I saw the players and how they were fighting and how difficult it was, and it goes against what we want to do as well, and we have to defend for a long time with 10 men near our box, and watching them suffering, I want to get that reward, and it was basically for them because I know what they did was very special, and at the end didn't get the reward that we're waiting for.
Did they feel the same way?
Yeah, for sure.
Mm-hmm. And obviously at that point, no one knew that City were going to have the kind of disruptive season that they've had, or perhaps the slump they've had. Does it feel that perhaps you could have put more pressure on them since, in that sort of more pressure at the top since? Where do you think you've kind of missed out apart from the consistency? Where's been missing for you?
Well, first of all, obviously there are 4 games that we play with 10 men. I think 17% of the minutes in this league we've been with 10 men. So normally with those numbers, you are out of the title race, probably out of the Champions League.
And finally, we go to Isan.
Hi, Mikel. In this window so far, Man City have obviously spent quite a bit of money in terms of their squad. What do you think that shows in terms of their intent for this season? In some ways, do you wish maybe Arsenal splurge a bit of cash in January too?
The intention, I imagine, that it is to strengthen the team and bring players that can impact the same that we are trying to do. It's whether we achieve it or not, the same.
As seen with the Miles Lewis Skelly red card being overturned, that was overturned in a matter of hours since when you put the appeal in. Obviously, since then, the FA have charged Arsenal for failing to control the players in the aftermath of the incident. What's your reaction to that? Were you surprised when you heard that news?
No, because these are the rules as well, and if you take the rules literally without going through the context of what happens, they are entitled, I think, to do that.
And sorry, Art. From the
Just
Athletic.
on Gary's point where you mentioned not being able to play the way you wanted to in the second half of Man City, I think a lot has happened this season to kind of, I guess, throw you in uncomfortable situations. But are you kind of coming to grips with, have you been able to kind of play the way you want to in recent weeks, and are you seeing a bit more of your Arsenal?
Yeah. But sometimes it's down to us that we are very good and we manage to do that. Sometimes we're not that good. Sometimes it's the opposition, that you have to give credit to that. It's part of the game as well. Throughout the game, a lot of moments and things happened that are very different in relation to their ability, their setup, context, results, a lot of things.
Okay, guys, thanks very much.
Yeah,
Cheers.
thank you.
Good, you say we have to leave this place?
Thank you.
What's happening here?
Tomorrow we play.
Sunday.
Okay.
Sunday. Thanks, Mikel.
No problem. How are you doing?